Okay, hi, welcome to another review. This will be on the SH figuarts Ryuranger from Gosei Sentai Dairanger. The suits never got adapted aside for akibarangers, but we did see the Thunderzords in MMPR Season 2. Wish you would have seen the suits because I really do like Dairangers. Anyway, here's a box. I have a picture of Ryuranger in his, beginning of his roll call pose. You've got Dairanger at the bottom, all the stuff down there. Him in the one pose, him in another pose. You have some poses in the back. You have him with the die cutter, and the die sword, the Dairanger, the die rod, and his attack looks like he's going to do the chi bomber, and then the parts you can use to represent the Akibaranger Season 2 motive. So onto the figure. Pretty standard male sculpt for that of the Sentai figuarts, but it's still nice. I mean, it's simplistic, but it's still nice. It does use this kind of new style of shoulders, which is newish. They take it aside from the Shinkengers, but it kind of works a little bit better because it folds over the shoulder. But I'm still not. This isn't my all-time favorite joint. My favorite one is that of the Gokaigers, and then the Jetman ones probably follow, and then the Shinkenger ones follow after this, and then probably these. But yeah, they capture all the details there. I mean, there's nothing much to them because they are very simplistic, but it is the 90s, so it's going to be simplistic designs. But the head sculptures are very nice. I do like the head sculpt. Shininess of the head and everything, with the logo on the chest. I might as well point this out now, is that usually with the holsters for the Sentai figuarts is that they are separate in the box, but with this guy, it's actually, they're already on him. I don't know where they come off, I haven't tried it yet, but they probably will do. The Dairanger logo on that one as well. So yeah, standard articulation for figuarts. The head, the double joints and the ball joints everywhere. Typical to what we expect. Seems to be that you can't move forward so that much, but it can move back quite well. You've got the waist, you've got the legs. Right here, double knee joints and then ankle joint, which is not my favourite one. I prefer the one that we use for like the other Sentai figuarts. Aside that, the Jetmans, but I don't like the ones with the die cast because it doesn't move so well. The good thing about him is that he doesn't have any realistic like loose joints, because I had a problem with like Gokai Blue when what was the other one? Red Buster to begin with, that he had these leg joints, but he's fine. There's no loose problems from anything. The joints are nice and tight. It's just shoulders that could be considered bothersome. So for the parts he comes with, as it showed on the box, you do get the alternative pieces to swap out, so he can be China Red from Chinese Sentai Chinaman, which was shown from akibaranger Season 2. Yeah, so the only real difference is that you've got the eyes here. You also have the chest piece, which I can try and show it off without spilling anything. Right there, this box. I'm not going to get that out because it's very tiny. It's very difficult to replace. You simply just pull this one off and then put it back in, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to damage it. But the head's very simple. You just simply pull the head off and then apply it onto the ball joint. If you'll just snap on. Anyway, so we have partial China Red right there, who's a bit more wimpy. The natural Ryuranger, and there goes his entire neck joint. Don't plan to post much China Red, but I'm going to take some pictures of him as China Red, I think. See which ones would go. Like that. So there's that. Stand. Then you get a mixture of hands. You have some karate chop hands, because the Dairangers were kind of martial artsy. Although it wasn't really specifically themed as martial arts, it was kind of focusing on the key powers. Kind of a mixture between like the theme of Gekirangers and Maskman. You have some really splayed open hands here. You have some all kind of closed-in hands, kind of molestery hands as most people call them, but they can be used for like the roll call pose, or like him representing the die bomber. You have hands for holding the Dairanger, because it's got like a slight curve in it. You have hands to hold the die sword and the die cutter. So it's a die buster, I guess. And then these next sets of hands are more or less the same, except they're more specifically used for the die rod, but they're practically the same. Speaking of the die sword, you get two versions. You get the elongated version for him to use like he does in combat. Then you have the one that's folded up, which is supposed to be put on one certain side. Goes on this side. I think if anything it'll go with the handle, but sticking out. He's fitting quite tightly. And then you have the die cutter, which is just a simply shorter sword, more like a dagger. Yeah. And then you have the folded up version again. Yeah, there is a difference because there's a hole in the back, so you can plug this into it. Put it in like that. Because I know that some of the holsters don't really work so well, like the Dairanger ones were very loose for the weapons. And then you also get the die buster, which is the combined version of the two sidearms, which doesn't really happen a whole lot. We only saw that in like this. Technically Ryurangers with the Thunderslinger, O-Rangers with the minigun and the sword that they have on their sides, and so on. I'm bring this one up front. And then you have two alternative versions of the Dairanger. You have this one, which is just simply the blade itself, and it represents like they do in the series, and you can just shoot it out. And then you have another one here, which is the same except for just with a blade on it. You have these tassels here as well, which are just plastic. They're not like actual cost material or anything. And then finally, you have the die rod, which is very simplistic in details, but it has everything that it needs to be. Yeah. Each of the die rods are going to be different because in a series, each of the top bits had different things. So just for Ryuranger, it was a blade, just like the one on the Dairanger. So now I'm going to see if I can try and pose them for this review, because I know most of the time I just leave them as they are, and it seems kind of bland at the end. Don't waste your time, but still, I'll try it. I'll see whether these joints are going to be very tight or loose. Perfect, and then just like the Jetman ones, where they're just right. That's the right one. Then the left one. It's not easy doing these one-handed. Yeah. It's the way that it always works with figuarts, where you just simply sort of hands out. So it's like one tiny border that I'm not a big fan of. I prefer the ones that are used for the SICs because they seem a lot more tighter. So we're doing kind of a semi-dynamic pose, which isn't really too dynamic, but nonetheless, kind of leaving like that. I might get a stand frame if I do posing like this. So along the lines of that. So as I always do with these figuarts, I only get the ones I really like, and these are very good figuarts. He does come with a great amount of accessories, as I've already shown. The shoulder joints are just kind of the things that I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I don't dislike the shoulder joints like people say, but I do prefer some of the other ones that they've had. It's good that you get the bonus akibaranger parts. I'm not sure whether it's going to be included with the bluefin version, because I always get these from amiami because I live in the UK. But I do like this figuart, so I would recommend if you get it if you are a fan of Dairanger, or just a fan of the suits or whatever. So yeah, not much else to go over. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you next time for whatever I do next. So long, take care.